Premiership Power Rankings, folks, for round number 5. We're going to go through the 12 teams, minus Worcester, and rank them based on how they are doing at the moment in the Premiership. See who's up, see who's down. As always, you guys can let us know your thoughts on how you reckon the teams are faring and who you reckon is the top dog at the minute. As always as well, if you want England Rugby gear, check out England Rugby Store, link in the description. If you want England Rugby gear for the upcoming November test to support your team or getting behind the Red Roses down here in NZ, England Rugby Store, happy days, affiliate of the channel. Bottom of the log, it has to be Bath, despite some new recruits from the Warriors. They are none from 5 now with a home loss to Gloucester. Good crowd as always at Bath. They seem to have some pretty committed fans. They're not fair weather fans down there in Bath. But yeah, 21 points to 17. A fair few yellow cards in that game. Kind of messy in that regard. But is it just me or the Bath always seem to be chasing the bloody game? I mean, they managed to get back into losing bonus point territory, which is kind of credit to them. Their maul got them back in the game. But yeah, man, you can't be chasing the game, especially at home. None from 5. Bath, no change on the power rankings. Likewise, Newcastle. I mean, Mateo Carreras continues to be absolute lightning. That guy is a highlight reel pretty much in himself. But they go down 34-14 to Sharsies at home. I mean, they were down like 31 points in this game. And they managed to score at least a couple of consolation tries. So there is that, but it's a bit of a downer from last week. I mean, Sharsies are looking like a proper unit of a team right now, so there's no real shame in losing it. But yeah, that game was not really much of a contest with Sharsies securing the bonus point before half-time. Wasps, I have got down a spot with their most recent defeat. They are 1-3 after losing 40 points to 36 to Northampton. They were up 32-14 and somehow managed to lose this one, kind of a brutal one. I guess the Umunga red card probably didn't help in that regard. They conceded a penalty try from that and then 2 more when it's 15-14, so kind of stuff. I mean, at least Odogwu seemed to be having a pretty good game. He scored a try, set a try up. But yeah, we wait to see what happens with the off-the-field stuff with Wasps as well. And Bristol, I've got them plummeting like a stone. They were in the top row only a couple of weeks ago. I've now got them down to a more familiar spot in the bottom. People said after their early results they were kind of looking a bit flattered, to be honest, with some of the results they were getting. And yeah, maybe the Exeter one shows that might have actually been the case. 50 points to 14 is a horrendous result at home. I mean, a great crowd. The first try with Fricker with the cross kick was phenomenal. But Genji gets a yellow card. They concede a couple of tries during that period. And yeah, they never really looked like winning it after that one. So down a whopping 4 spots. They are 3 wins and 2 losses. So yeah, it's still not the end of the world. But what was a 3-0 record is now 3-2. So it's just a big old drop. Northampton I have got in 8th. So they are up 2 spots. They had some pretty slick handling in this game, like the offloads, one-handed repeated offloads for the slight home try was certainly highlight worthy. And yeah, I mentioned when I talked about Wasps that basically with a man up, they managed to keep chasing the game. I mean, the Skorsan last-minute winner, he's a bit of a hit or miss player, isn't he? Risk reward. He either blows it spectacularly or scores it spectacularly. So good on him for getting that, and it's his aerial challenge competing for that one when he gets taken out that gets them the penalty try as well. So yeah, good for Northampton to get a win. They are still in negative territory at 2-3, so it's interesting that I've got them above Bristol, but I guess the more recent results for Northampton are going their way, whereas Bristol's most recent 2 are losses. London Irish, they were on the bye, so there's nothing much doing with them. But Leicester, goodness me, what's happened to the reigning champions Leicester? I know they've had some personnel changes. They've still got a negative record now with a 2-3 run from 5 games. It's a home loss to Sale. Sale were pretty inconsistent last year, but they're looking all right. So there's, based on what we're seeing this season, no real shame in losing that one. But that's surely a game that Leicester can't be losing. They're down 3 spots on my power rankings. Up 16 points to 5 after half an hour. But then no more scoring for the rest of the game. They lose at 16 points to 26. So, yeah, surprising. For more than half the game, Leicester can't put any points on. They did push right to the end, but like just knock-ons and lacking that kind of clinical edge. So, disappointing from the Tigers. And then Quins were down to play Worcester. Obviously, that game didn't take place, so nothing much doing with the Quins guys in round 5. Top row, I have got Gloucester. I got their jersey on because they secured a big win. Well, when I say a big win, they won 21-17 at Bath. It's kind of hard with Gloucester because they've only played 3 games. Some of the teams have played 5. They've got a 2-1 record, which is 60% in it. So they're probably up a little bit high. But it's a hard one when the teams have played such different amounts of games. But yeah, up 3 spots on the power rankings. Their maul just continues to punish. Gloucester's got a good maul. They continue to have a good maul, although they did concede a couple of maul tries. So mauls for Gloucester. We'll see if that's enough for them going forward. Exeter have finally updated your logo. Better late than never. Up 1 spot. Woodburn is still on fire. He's having an absolutely cracking season, isn't he? And I mean, Jack Noel gets a sneaky couple of tries as well. One of them the easiest he'll ever score. Luke Cowan-Dickey gets a try and a try assist from the bench. So, man, 50 points to 14. You can't ask for more from the Chiefs. Like them and the next team are really looking much improved from last year. And when I say the next team, I'm talking about, of course, Sale. Both Sale and Exeter were really inconsistent last year. But, I mean, Exeter at 4-1 and Sale at 4-0, both looking the business, which is pleasing for both respective clubs. So Sale's the same spot as last week, scored some nice tries. Roebuck, Dupria, Curry, Quirk added some impact off the bench. So, man, if you're a Sale Sharks fan, you'd be absolutely loving life at the moment because they were not a tough team to watch last year, but frustrating. Yeah, just really kind of frustrating. They would always manage to... I could use a worse phrase, but just let you down, I guess, a little bit. I was going to say something about the bed, but no, they are looking pretty solid. Good away win at Leicester. Happy days for them. But still, it is Saracens in the #1 spot with that 34-14 win at Newcastle. As I mentioned, 32 minutes, and they get the bonus point. You know, something is going very right with Saracens, and they're not playing boring rugby at all. They're playing very, very fun, exciting rugby to watch. Daly is on fire. Malins is getting tries for fun. Billy V continues his rich vein of form. His brother ended up getting a red card, which is the kind of blot on that performance. But overall, if you're a Saracens fan, I think you'd be pretty happy with the rugby that you've been seeing in recent times. So there you go, folks. Premiership Power Rankings after 5 weeks. As I said, we'll watch with interest what happens still off the field with Wasps. I know Worcester, as I said, is also having a bit of an exodus of players, which is to be expected. These guys are getting picked up by new clubs, so still a sad state of affairs for them. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the rest. You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.